These are the 11 advanced KPIs that you need to know for your business. Let's go! Fam, less business, more profits is my mantra. Lean, effective, strategic, and simple business. Let's talk about KPIs. I know we've talked about KPIs in the past. This particular set of KPIs is it's an evergreen set of KPIs. Okay, so you're gonna find them in every single business. It doesn't matter what you're running. If you're doing a gym, if you're doing a restaurant, if you have a product for sale, if you're doing digital sales, these KPIs are still gonna apply to what you're doing. If you're wholesaling, they're gonna apply to what you're doing. If you're in real estate sales, right? So KPIs are key performance indicators, okay? Key performance indicators. These are the numbers that you need to keep track of in your business to know how you're doing at any point in time, all right? What gets measured gets improved. This is the way that you measure your results and your business. This is the way that you keep your business accountable, your people accountable, yourself accountable if you don't have people yet, all right? You still gotta track the KPIs, key performance indicators. Before I jump right into it, make sure that you subscribe to the channel, all right? Do me a favor, if you're watching the content and you find it valuable, subscribe, like, and share. Tell people about it. Help me reach the 1,000 follower mark, all right? Let's spread the word. So with that being said, KPIs, key performance indicators. Like I mentioned before, there's a way of tracking your business, right? And you do it through KPIs. You have to stay on top of the numbers to stay accountable, to know what's happening in the business, to know the health of the business. It's kind of like the vitals of your business, right? We have vitals for the body. We have blood pressure. We have, oxygen saturation, and we have all kinds of stuff within the body. We have metrics, right, that we follow to know if we're healthy. KPIs do the same thing for your business. Key performance indicators, key indicators, all right? Not just anything. They are key things that we're looking at. The 11 key things that I'm gonna talk to you about right now apply to every business across the board, okay? So you're gonna look for these in your business. Whatever you're doing, look for these KPIs. They're important numbers to know, all right? Let's break them all down. 11 key performance indicators that you must know about in your business. Number one is going to be the sales revenue. All right, that's an easy one. Sales revenue. How much revenue you're bringing in in total in your business. You got to know how much money you're bringing in every single month. That's number one, right? We start getting a little complicated on that second one. The sales revenue growth rate. Okay, what's the percentage that your business is growing month in, month out? So every single month, you're gonna see a variation. You're gonna see a percentage of, okay, cool. Last month, we were making $10,000. This month, we made $12,000. So your growth rate was 20%, right? Because you grew $2,000 in revenue. Now, when you track your numbers on a monthly basis, you're gonna be able to see what the growth rate of your business is, right? And then create projections. If you're growing at a 1% rate every quarter or whatnot, you can either figure out why that rate of growth is slow and what can you do to improve it, or find the issues that are holding you back, right? Number three is gonna be expenses. You need to track your expenses. Know where your dollars are going, okay? You gotta have a budget for software, a budget for salaries, a budget for marketing and advertising, all that sort of stuff, right? So you break it down, you have the budget, but you gotta know your expenses. Number four, what is your net profit, okay? You have gross profit, that's all the money that's coming into your business minus expenses, okay? So you have your overall profit, your big number, every single penny that comes into the business, that's your gross profit. You take away expenses. How much did you spend? So for example, if you bring in $10,000, right, and you spent $2,000, your net profit is gonna be $8,000. This number matters. Okay, this number matters. We wanna keep this number as healthy as possible because the higher this number is, the lower the expenses are, okay? So you wanna keep expenses low and net profits high. Now, the profit margin is also very important. So what's your profit margin? Out of all the money that you're bringing into the business, what's the percentage of profit that you're actually keeping, okay? What does that look like in terms of net? So you have a couple of different ways of doing the math on this. One is through dollar count, right? Net profit, you can say a fixed number, or you can say a percentage. A profit margin percentage is good to know because you can start creating strategies around it, okay? It's easier to create strategies around percentages than it is to actual dollar signs. So for example, if you're gonna scale, right? If you want to, tap into a different area or expand expand or open up another shop or look at a different market or whatnot, you know that you got to have a 30% profit margin in place so you're not running dry, right? So you don't redline on this. So 30% profit margin, it's a healthy number. It's good stuff to know. All right, fulfillment. How long does it take you to fulfill whatever your product is? For example, if you're in real estate, fulfillment or the cycle of the product that we have, for example, in wholesaling, right? We know that the average fulfillment is about 3 weeks. We're into a deal where we get the contract, we find a buyer for it, and then we push it through title and escrow and all that stuff. So give, about a week, 2 tops for marketing, and then another week for closing. So our fulfillment cycle is about 3 weeks. When you have an average fulfillment cycle in place, you can budget around it, okay? You know what your account receivables are gonna be. You know if you have to slow down a little bit in terms of expenses because it takes you 3 weeks to get revenue in. And also the fulfillment is gonna vary depending on what type of business you're in, right? And also the fulfillment is gonna vary, the times are gonna vary depending on the type of business that you're in. If you're providing a service and getting paid right away, your fulfillment is relatively quick, right? If you're not, if you have to wait like 30 days to get paid on something, you know that you have to account for those 30 days or that time factor inside the math of your business, right? So cash flow, that's where cash flow comes in, and that's where fulfillment cycles help figure out the cash flow. The next thing, a lot of people leave this one out, and I think it's the most important one out of them all. It's employee satisfaction. How satisfied is your team? And it doesn't matter if your team is one person, one VA in the Philippines or wherever. It doesn't matter. How satisfied are they in the company? And this is just from a scale of 1 to 10 conversation type of thing, right? You can send out surveys and anonymous type of surveys and that sort of thing. But figure out the satisfaction level, right? We care about customer satisfaction. That's the next one. We care about that because if they're not satisfied, they won't buy. All right, no recurring business. We have to keep, the marketing gets more expensive because we don't have anything repeatable coming in, right? But employee satisfaction helps with the employee turnover. If they're happy where they're at, they're not going to quit, right? If they don't quit, you don't have downtimes. If you don't have downtimes, you don't have to spend more money in training and stuff like that. So your employee satisfaction rate is a very important number to know, right? Percentage to know. Even if you just measure it from a scale of 1 to 10, all right? What's the average? If I have 5 employees, the average of employee satisfaction is 4. You know that there's something to be fixed, right? You have to come in and do something about that. If the average is, an 8, you're doing relatively well. So keep doing whatever you're doing and improve, in whatever area you can. The next one is going to be customer satisfaction. That's a given. It's another 1 to 10 type of scale. You can do, if you're on a storefront type of setting, you can do just regular surveys on a scale of 1 to 10. How happy are you? You can send out email campaigns to subscribers that you have through your storefront. If not, just, start having those conversations with people. If you're in a more intimate type of business, for example, realtors, right? Ask them about, how did you feel going through the process with me? Have this conversation. Do not be afraid of having that conversation. It's going to help you in your business. Why? Because people see things from a different vantage point, all right? There's no way that you can figure out every single gap or fault that you can come in and fix in your business by yourself. You got to have different perspectives, different points of view. And this is where, public opinion comes in, right? Customer satisfaction. Make a point out of doing that. If it's through a survey or follow-up phone call after you're done with the client, that sort of thing. So keep that in mind and keep track of that. It's another important KPI. This one, it's actually one of the golden KPIs that a lot of people don't track, and that's the cost of customer acquisition. Okay? Cost of customer acquisition. How much does it take you to get a customer? How much are you spending to get whatever you're getting paid on? All right. For example, if you're a realtor, how much money do you have to spend in marketing and business in general to get one listing? If you're a wholesaler, how much do you have to spend to get one deal in? If you're in the restaurant, right, business, how much are you spending in the business as a whole, including marketing, operations, and all that stuff, to sell your average price point for whatever food you're serving? What is that? And what is the cost of customer acquisition? How much does it take you? How much does it cost for you to actually get one client in through the door, through all the marketing efforts that you're doing? Then the other one is going to be profit per customer. On average, how much profit are you getting for every single person that you're solving a problem for? What is your profit per customer? What's the average? And all these are going to be averages, right? So after you collect data for 3 months, 6 months, a year, and whatnot, you start to see trends. You're going to start to see trends, and you're going to see, okay, you know what? I don't know why, but the second quarter, my profit per customer was a lot higher. Why? What happened? I don't know. We're doing a different type of marketing at that time. And then the last one, what's your downtime? Okay, if this is high, it can kill your business. What is your downtime? Do you have any downtime? Anything that can cause downtime in your business? And that one there is kind of prepping you for potential threats, right? What causes downtime in your business? For example, I have a client in my consulting business, and they own a cold calling agency. All right, if their system is down, if their software for cold calling is down, that's downtime. And even 1 day of downtime, a couple of hours of downtime translates to hundreds of dollars in losses, thousands of dollars in losses, all right? So what's your downtime? What can cause downtime in your business? And if there's something that's happening on a regular basis, downtime wise, figure out what that is, and then figure out how much you're losing in that downtime. Because now when you have it identified, you can come in and do something about it. Otherwise, you're just downtime, that's it, right? But it costs. Every single minute that you're down from operations, it's costing you something. So you don't only, this is very important, your bottom line profits are not only impacted by the amount of revenue that you're bringing in, okay? Of course, your expenses impact the bottom line revenue, right? If they're higher, your profits are gonna be lower. Simple as that. But downtime plays a big factor in that. If you can decrease the downtime and you can increase the amount of time that you're actually producing in your business, this goes up. Your bottom line profits also go up, right? So these are 11 important KPIs you're gonna find on CEO boards, advisory boards, that type of stuff. A lot of times we get stuck on the sales revenue. That's a very common one. Expenses and net profit, right? So we're tracking these. And those are very good numbers. That's what you're gonna find in just the average business. People know their sales revenue, they know their expenses, and then their net profits. What these are P&Ls. You find them in your P&L. That's why people, have an idea what those are. But what about the growth rate? What about the profit margins on the business in general? What about employee satisfaction? What is the culture that's being developed in my business? What is that saying about everything that we're doing, right? Fulfillment cycles, profit per customer, and downtime. So 11 KPIs you got to watch out for and keep track of. I mean, you don't have to go crazy on these, but just be aware that there's stuff that you can come in and look at. And when you know how to read the data, you can play very well with your company. You can strategize a lot better in your company, and you can make a lot more educated decisions. So in this case, I need to track my customer satisfaction. So I'm going to ask you for a favor. Help me track my customer satisfaction by subscribing to the channel and doing a big like on it and sharing the info that we're putting out there for you. I want my fulfillment to go through the roof. All right? Stay focused. You got this.